And finally, we have UV transmission. So UV transmission is the measure of how much UV light, specifically at the killer UV wavelength. That's 254 nanometers wavelength. That's the one that kills bacteria and viruses, passing through a 1 centimeter cell path. It can be affected by both turbidity and color. So turbidity is those floating particles, color is the dissolved organics. When we're looking at UV transmission, the clarity of that water can be affected by both. This is really important when we're looking at sizing UV units, and we do that a lot for domestic disinfection. So low UV transmission means that we need a bigger UV to get the right dose of that light to do the damage to the organisms that we're trying to stop causing infections in us. UV transmission is not part of our drinking water standards. When we're looking at UVs and UV sizing, a lot of people get fooled by what's on the box. Most of our standard domestic UVs are giving the flow rates based on a 30 millijoule dose at 95% UV transmission, which means you need to have 95% clarity. If this UV says on the box 52 litres per minute, you will get 52 litres a minute. That will give you your 30 millijoule dose if your water is clear enough to do that. If it's not, don't panic. We can still use UV in most cases. We just have to look at the curves and say, okay, my UVT is actually lower, it's sitting around here. What flow rate can I get through this unit? Therefore, what unit can I use? So the most important thing is to size that UV according to the UV transmission that you've got. In addition to that, you can find out what's causing that low UV transmission and you can correct it. So if you have got some color in the water, you can use carbon filtration. That'll help bring the UVT up. In saying that, you still size it based on worst case scenario, so that if the carbon filter fails, you're not going to be compromising the disinfection of your water. And that's us. Check it out, think like a proton, stay positive, and technically that glass is always full.